Egypt, the 30th largest country in the world, with a population of approximately 81 million people, is one of the most populous countries in Africa. Egypt is an Islamic country, and the national language is Arabic. Egypt's capital, Cairo, is one of the dirtiest cities on earth, but the new Prime Minister, Kamal Ganzouri, is trying his best to clean the city. Egypt is a fascinating country and has really cool places to see, such as the Great Pyramid of Giza and the Sphinx. Come with us on a journey to a country where ancient history and modern civilization cross paths.
Welcome to Men vs. Wild. My name is Lee Gelsky, and my friend Austin are going to be taking you on an adventure through Egypt.
For a first-time tourist, the sights and people can be quite overwhelming, so we are going to teach you our methods on how to get the most out of your trip to Egypt.
Let's start with the physical geography of the country itself. We are going to the Nile River in eastern Egypt to see this awesome sight.
Being the size of Texas and California combined, Egypt has a wide variety of geographical landmarks to offer. The Nile River is the longest river in the world, however many debate that the Amazon holds this record. There has been a long dispute about which river is larger, and we have come to this conclusion. The Nile River is the largest river in length, but the Amazon is the largest river in volume. Flowing for 6,650 kilometers, or approximately 4,132 miles, this river is a must-see while in Egypt.
This river is an oasis in the arid desert climates. In fact, ancient Egyptians used to divide the country in red land and black land. The red land was the arid, uninhabitable land that was surrounded the Nile's fertile valley. The black land, on the other hand, was referring to the arable areas around the Nile that could be used for farming and crops. Winds in the red land can create sand dunes up to 100 feet tall. The Sahara and Libyan deserts make up most of Egypt's arid lands and the surrounding countries as well. Israel in the northeast, Sudan is in the south, and Libya is in the west. Due north of Egypt is the Mediterranean Sea, and east it is the Red Sea.
Let's go to Cairo and travel back in time to visit some of ancient Egypt's creations. I suggest visiting the Museum of Egyptian Antiquities located right in the heart of the city.
The history of Egypt is divided in three main sections: Prehistoric Egypt, Ancient Egypt, and Modern Egypt. Prehistoric Egypt dates back to 6000 BC, and the earliest human settlement. Ancient Egypt dates back to the 31st century BC until about 300 BC. During this time period, Upper and Lower Egypt unified into one state. This state was ruled by three different nations: the Greeks, Romans, and Egyptians. This was also the period where the pharaohs reigned and left their mark. And the advancement of human achievements such as the Sphinx and language were introduced.
The Egyptians' advancement of human achievement during this time period was amazing. They built structures such as the Sphinx and created forms of communication such as language. Modern Egypt's origin of time is debatable, but most historians agree that it started in 1882. In 1882, Muhammad Ali, not the boxer, started his rule. His goal was to modernize and rebuild Egypt. The country became a protectorate of Britain in 1914 and won its independence 8 years later. In January 2011, Egypt joined the Arab Spring, which is the revolt against the unfair rulers/dictators in the Middle East. It only took 1 month for their president, Hosni Mubarak, to resign from this 30-year reign.
Now that you all know a little bit about the country itself, you are ready to take the train to visit some of these places themselves.
That will happen right after this break.
The Nile River, nature at its best. Come visit this serene destination where wildlife thrives, or perhaps take a nice stroll on the bank of the river will be more satisfying for you. If you're the adventurous type, go fishing. There are a wide variety of fish that inhabit these waters. Oh, looks like he's got a fish. Beware of the Nile crocodile and the occasional alligator snapping turtle. If the day is sunny, then tan, but don't forget your sunscreen. If you want an adventure, then climb the rapids, but be careful because one slip and you are in trouble. After a long day at the Nile, it's nice to lie in the sun once again and relax. Book your trip today and receive 50% off your fishing equipment.
Look, that guy looks smart.
Hello, sir. Do you speak English?
Yes.
May I ask you a question?
Sure.
How long exactly is the Nile River?
I believe the Nile is about 100 miles long.
Well, you are wrong. It is actually over 4,000 miles long, and I suggest you go visit the Nile and see for yourself.
Well, then, looks like we're going to be heading for some of the country's top tourist destinations.
You shouldn't be worried about safety on these trains because Egyptian National Railways are reliable and offer a great ride.
The quality of life in Egypt was pretty average in the past. However, the recent riots have stirred up commotion in Cairo. The life expectancy for males in Egypt is roughly 69 years, and for females, it is 74 years. The literacy rate is, and there are approximately 205 people in the per square mile.
Finally, we have arrived to our destination.
Egypt has a huge selection of different sites and places that you can visit. Egypt contains 2 of the 7 wonders of the world, the Great Pyramid of Giza and the Lighthouse of Alexandria.
The Great Pyramid of Giza, standing 481 feet tall, or 146.5 meters, is the largest pyramid in the world and the oldest and most intact of the 7 wonders.
The pyramid was built as a tomb for Pharaoh Khufu and took 20 years to complete. The Lighthouse of Alexandria was a tower built between 280 and 247 BC. Its purpose was to guide sailors at night into the harbor. Its height is about 393 to 450 feet tall. The lighthouse was badly damaged after suffering 3 powerful earthquakes many years ago, but there has been talks about restoring the damaged lighthouse.
The most famous site in Egypt is the Sphinx. It is the oldest monumental sculpture, but historians do not know who it was built for. Sphinxes were found at the time, at about 2500 BC. The body and head are carved out of limestone. The legs and paws are made out of stone blocks, all to create the body of a lion and the head of a human.
Let's get out of here, dude. I'm hungry.
Perfect timing. I was about to say the same thing.
Mandarin Koider, almost like an Egyptian version of Starbucks, is famous for their delectable desserts and pastries. Located on the outskirts of Cairo, this is a convenient place to get a snack. Come inside and see what we've got. Look at all these beautiful desserts. Fascinating. If you don't come visit Mandarin Koider, you are truly missing out on a real Egyptian dessert. Look at that. Egypt has a variety of foods to offer, but bread is perhaps Egypt's most favored food. Bread is eaten at almost all Egyptian meals. They are known for their thick pita bread called Aish Masri. This bread is so good that in 2008, Egypt mysteriously suffered a bread crisis. The Egyptian people said that the government was scamming them, and riots broke out over bread. The main national dish of Egypt is ful madanis, which is beans covered in olive oil and lemon juice and topped off with vegetables. Egyptians even use this dish as a sacrifice by offering almost 12,000 jars of the beans to the god of the Nile. Just like Israel, falafel is very common, and you can buy them off of street vendors. After your delicious meal, have some dessert. Egyptians' desserts tend to include nuts and syrup. Harissa is a spicy dish made from semolina and drenched in a sweet syrup, topped off with almonds. The traditional apple cake is very common, but to make it more of their own, they top it off with sweet syrup. The Mandarin Kodir, located just outside of Cairo, is a great place to try all of these desserts.
As you can see, the streets of Egypt are very crowded today.
Schools are out this week for an Egyptian holiday called Sunni.
Sunni is a holiday to commemorate the birthday of the Prophet Muhammad and all schools have been let out.
If you want to enjoy your vacation without all the commotion, I suggest coming at a different time.
The best time to visit Egypt is in the fall, September through November, and in the spring, February through April, especially if you want to see outdoor sites in the desert, such as the Pyramid of Giza, because this is the coolest part of the year. If you're looking for a great deal, you can visit during the summer months, but beware, the weather will be very, very hot, so make sure your room has AC. During the summer, Cairo is filthy hot and muggy, so try to avoid traveling during.
Besides weather, school schedules can greatly affect your vacation. When Egypt's schools and universities let out, the whole Mediterranean coast is filled with noisy kids and parties, so if you plan on relaxing by the pool and reading a book, I would not advise visiting Egypt during the summer or any of the holidays.
If you are not concerned about how many Egyptian pounds you spend, head on over to the Four Seasons Resort Sharm el-Sheikh, located in mid-eastern Egypt. This hotel borders the Red Sea, so snorkeling and sea diving are very convenient. This hotel is ranked number 2 by Traveler's Choice out of all the hotels in Egypt, with the average night costing 3,000 Egyptian pounds or $500. This is one of the nicest hotels in Egypt. With beautiful architecture, a gigantic pool, and luxurious rooms, it is a magnificent place to stay. But like most of us going through hard economic times, we would all prefer to stay at a more affordable yet nice and safe place. The Iberodal Palace is ranked number 4 by Traveler's Choice and is a much more affordable option. Averaging $100 per night, the service is great and customers say that they feel right at home. This hotel also has beautiful architecture and a pool to cool off in. It's located in northeast Egypt and also borders the Red Sea, so you'll have a beautiful view out on your balcony. If you are looking to stay in the south, the Sonesta St. George Hotel, located in Luxor, is a great choice. Averaging $115 a night, this hotel includes a spa, fitness center, cafe, business rooms for work, and many, many more features.
Wow, we've done a lot today. I say we go back to the hotel and rest.
Yeah, I agree.